Whoa.
Okay. No,
Hello,
it's
welcome back
grand. Go
to
ahead.
Block of the Week.
Okay, Leah.
Leave that.
Hello, and welcome to Blog of the Week. I'm your host, Keen, and I'm joined by my co-host.
Theo.
Hayden, and the reason why I'm not talking that much, and also there's a hum in the background, is because I'm making food, so that's my oven, don't mind me. That's just gonna be there for a bit. Alright, cool.
Before we start this episode, I'd like to say sorry for taking so long. A lot of heavy thinking going on, behind the scenes here at Block of the Week,
Didn't we
And a
come
lot
up with
of-
these topics like 15 minutes ago?
No,
What are you
5.
doing, silly?
Oh,
5 minutes
right.
ago. Got it. Okay, good. Okay, so today we're just gonna be having a general discussion. No exact topic to go from. So let's go.
And, well, yeah, before we get into the topics, we may as well introduce our recurring guests, which is
Oh yes, of course.
Theo.
Yo, it's
The
Theo.
funniest guest.
And that's not saying a lot. We also have Rowan.
Hi.
Jesus, you are energetic to do this, man. Holy shit, yo, enthusiasm on that.
Kick him. He's a bit too.
Yeah, like, I'm kind of getting a bit distracted, And then we
Okay, go
also
ahead.
have Banjo over in the corner.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Banjo Kazooie himself.
Banjo
Yeah.
Kazooie. Banjo and his friend Kazooie.
Yeah.
Okay, so first we have Caden taking the stage, I
Fucking
believe.
raped my radio.
We do. And so I was scrolling through Twitter the other day, and I saw a headline, and it said, "Quarantine is bringing back a fad, which is virtual reality." But that's just
No,
not
yeah, I
like,
seen that.
yeah,
it's just-
no, it's like, it's mad. It's, in my opinion, it's always been around, and well, yeah,
It's
from
less
what
of a fad, and it's just more people are using it because there's more reason.
yeah,
really,
it's handy.
It's always
like,
been there. It's
fun.
just a lot of people don't see it. It's definitely building a bigger fan base as well with Valve Index and all of it, Half-Life Alyx and stuff.
Yeah, and now it's kind of becoming cheaper and cheaper to do it, because let's take, for example, the Oculus Quest. The Oculus Quest, you don't need a console. It's a completely standalone VR set. Like, that
Yeah.
doesn't need anything, you just need that. Which, where you're comparing, like, if you have, like, the HTC Vive, you need, like, maybe €1,000 PC plus an €800 headset, and then even cheaper, which is the PS4 and the
I never
PS
thought of it.
VR.
That do you really not need a PC or anything for Oculus Quest?
No, it's completely standalone.
Wow.
It's, in my opinion, one of the best ways to do VR. It's a very low entry point, and it's very handy to
and obviously
anyone
one
who
of the
wants
main
anything.
things. The main
But the
things right
best
now is
VR is Nintendo Labo VR.
of course,
And
the original
when you
Nintendo
stick a
VR.
fucking cardboard box, you
The
stick your
virtual
phone
boy.
in a cardboard box. That's true VR. Or virtual boy.
Yeah, one thing is definitely quarantine right now is like a lot more people are playing VR, and it actually helps because you having that social aspect. Like one of the main games,
Especially with
it,
something like
Caden,
VR
obviously.
chat.
It gives me a
Yeah,
massive headache.
me and you, Caden. Yeah, exactly. VR chat, a lot like Rec Room, which is a free.
Yeah, Rec Room is
Yeah.
easily the biggest contender.
And you can play without VR as well, so it's just a great way to interact with your friends. It's just a cool ass
Yeah,
game. So.
definitely. Like,
And
I still have it kicking around up there, but I can't use it because my PS4 is gone. Well, I gotta say, what I used it, well, I did kind of get bored of it after a bit, but then again, that just also could be me being me. I did like it. I did very much appreciate it. It was a very good system. It was very well made. It was thought about. It wasn't just kind of flung out and said, "Here you go. We need to make VR." It was actually kind of thought about and said, like, "Yeah, let's make a good VR set." And that's what they did. And I gotta give props to Sony. They
And
took
a really good VR game that came out recently is Half-Life Alyx.
Oh yeah, that one was kind. It's a shame that doesn't come to consoles, but it obviously makes sense. Valve Index wants to get things sold, obviously, and they put a lot of effort into that. That one
Yeah,
was
they
for
wanna
free.
get
Here, wait,
everybody installed.
guys,
Yeah.
cut this bit out. But my mom just said, "Well, I'm going to bed in minutes." So, well, it's
How
not
many?
that I have to go.
You should just beat up your mom.
It's not that I have
Yeah,
to go
bro,
to
just
bed.
punch
It's
your mother.
just
Or worse.
It's just I'm in the kitchen right now, and my mom's going to bed, and she's turning on the alarm, so I won't be able to go down. And my brother's upstairs, so I can't do it in there. So
You could just talk for this little bit here, and then we could you could just it could just be like you're silent for the rest of it.
Yeah.
Okay, you ready?
yeah.
Go again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Mm,
Okay.
Go.
Alright.
So one of the big things right now is obviously we were talking about PSVR and how they like enabled Rec Room and all during this time, but they obviously like clinging more towards a social aspect with VR games, which is something that was previously untouched. It was more big story AAA games that were being
And porn.
adapted into VR.
Oh
Yeah,
yes, definitely.
not as
Well,
much PSVR for that one, but definitely the,
Definitely. I've
explicit
seen clips of it.
sector.
It's pretty
Give me a
good.
go, Abby.
Like the technology is advancing fast. Like it's not my cup of tea. It's not good enough yet, but like it's still advancing, you know.
Yeah.
Especially if it's hentai.
No, VR is it's just crazy and like VR on
It's
a whole is
crazy, bro.
fantastic. And then that quarantine is enabling people to play it more and just for companies to make more accessible. And it's just a really good tool to have during quarantine to cure boredom and just
yeah,
hang with the boys. You know what I'm saying?
in that
Sure.
VR chat.
Is the VR hentai yet?
Probably.
Probably, yeah, probably.
So I'm buying myself one of those then.
There was something you said about games earlier, Theo. What was it? On the topic of gaming.
You know, I'm pretty sure you know him. It's this YouTuber video game donkey,
Oh, of
and
course.
recently he reviewed the Final Fantasy VII remake. That just came out recently, you know.
Yeah.
And a lot of people on Twitter and shit are giving him
Oh
a lot of
god,
hate.
but Twitter.
Yeah,
Twitter, that's just all you need
Twitter.
to hear. And
Twitter
Oh,
fan.
Twitter. Let's just
It's
say, yeah,
mainly
we
like
already know this one. Let's just skip.
like the crybaby JRPG fans, and I'm
Yeah,
hearing
yeah.
this point of like, oh, if he doesn't like JRPGs, then he shouldn't play them. But he's not gonna play this.
it's like when he gave a
he's a
bad
video
review
game
in Death
reviewer. It's
Stranding
his
and
job.
Kian got angry.
No, I never got
Yeah.
angry at him for that. Actually, I love him too much. I didn't get angry.
yeah,
I actually agreed with him. The boys are ass in that game.
But like,
Mm.
But Death Stranding
Hey,
is a
look,
very
it's-
like you like it or you don't like it. So
yeah.
I'm
Kind
okay
of
with people.
So even is the Final Fantasy thing even good? Like from
Final
what you
Fantasy,
guys
apparently, yeah, it completely gets rid of the
Yeah, people
turn-based and
say
makes a
it's
really cool
good.
combat thing.
turn-based. Oh no, but I like the idea of it being turn-based combat.
Oh no, it
That's
was
what I like.
Well,
really,
there's
but
no more
turn-based,
random
it was a bit slow.
encounters.
Yeah, random encounters and stuff. It was just a lot more fun apparently. But
Yeah, and
there was a lot more
peop-
complaints about like. Go ahead, see so.
and people were saying to him, "Oh, if you don't like JRPGs, then you shouldn't review them."
Yeah.
But he's obviously not gonna review games that like only games that he likes.
Doesn't
he
he
has to
not like
branch
Yeah,
out.
like
Pokemon
you
either?
can't
Yeah, but he
you
has to
can't do it with
branch
your own
out.
bias. You can't play your own games and
Yeah,
this is fantastic and then play a different game.
yeah, it's to
Like
like
if you don't
branch
play the
out
bad
and
games, you
try
can't
out
know the
different
difference.
games.
Like
And I'm pretty sure he does like
Um,
some JRPGs.
I remember I actually watched that video and he made some good points. Like Square Enix, that I'm getting that way, right? Who made the remake and the original game? Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, what do you call it? Apparently, you know that they're not the best company sometimes for things, but apparently they stretched out the game
Yeah.
a lot and stuff. Like there's some of the points he made, he stretched out the game a lot. 'Cause that was just the first part. Apparently, the remake is just the first part of Final Fantasy VII, which is a pretty long
Ye-
game.
Yeah, there's gonna be another.
And there's like how many
game,
Final
part
Fantasies are there?
Like
I
15.
couldn't tell you.
14 or 15. Easy.
It's ridiculous.
15.
It's so much.
Well,
Yeah,
it's a
but what do
beloved
you call it?
series.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like you can't argue that. They're probably each
Super
good
Mario
to their own.
15.
But yeah, what do you call it?
Well, is there any like
apparently-
actual in gaming standards, not just where it's from, between normal RPGs and JRPGs, or is it literally just because they're Japan? They're from Japan.
I don't know. It could be a lot of style used in some JRPGs, like a certain charm or style to it that actually makes it worth the while, not just a label.
Well,
Yeah,
I guess they
and
kind of
I
go for the
know-
anime aesthetic.
Yeah, this is
But
kind of just
then-
from like first kind of impressions. But I know, like, if you're gonna take a lot of JRPGs take a completely new kind of IP, where American RPGs would and like Western RPGs would take an already existing idea. Like the first one that comes to my head would be like the first Western RPG that comes to my head would be Super Mario. Yeah, Super Mario
RPG.
RPG. Yeah,
Was that produced in America?
yeah, I think so. Well, it's
But,
definitely geared
uh,
towards more Western
Undertale would be an
audiences than Japan.
RPG.
yeah, what you said about
Yeah.
the difference between JRPGs and RPGs, what do you call it? Final Fantasy VII considered as a JRPG, isn't it?
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
what I guess I mean about the styles is that like some like Western titles, yeah, follow
Yeah.
different themes to like say what's the name of it? Mana. What's I can't think of the name right now. It's damn. It was they remade it
What?
recently. It's
What?
I don't know the name of the game. Damn.
Yeah, but describe it.
Yeah, it's basically it's got a very anime-esque art style, yeah, and
Ah.
it's
American
Keen, that
based.
doesn't narrow it down.
it's Square Enix. It's Square Enix.
It's called. But like, Kean, every
Chrono
single
Trigger?
game
No.
done by Square Enix is anime
it's
style.
anime. Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Anyway, what do you call it? It
Gaming
was a
style.
Square Enix game, and it was it followed a very JRPG anime style. You could tell it came from Japan, yeah. You know what I mean with the style, and then some RPGs like you can tell they're Western because of the themes and the styles, and so
The
you
aesthetic.
can really
Yeah.
basically that's how you tell them apart. They're not just labels. Sometimes it's just labels, just because Japanese is I don't know more respected or something in the gaming scene.
And
Anyway,
it's just
yeah,
more. It's
about
more well known.
about Donkey, back to Donkey, what do you call it? He made some valid criticism, is what I'm trying to say. And that, what do
Yeah.
you call it? I think it was justified that he has his own opinion, and he said it was his own opinion. So it's just Twitter being Twitter, basically.
Well, Twitter just loved getting angry at people.
Actually,
Yeah.
speaking of that, there's Elon Musk recently got into some hot water,
Yeah.
boiled the kettle a bit, I think. Basically, from what I know of it, from what I've seen, it's he wasn't a big fan of the quarantine and being in lockdown, being forced to stay in your homes and all. He thought it was a violation against freedom and all, which is strange for him. It came out to a surprise for a lot of people because they kept him up on this high pedestal. So for him to say something like this, it had people varied basically.
Yeah, it's like
It's
it's
dumb.
like the controversy when they saw him smoking weed on the.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
Joe
yeah.
Rogan.
they hold him on this pedestal, which he seems to be a great person from what I've seen.
Well,
Yeah,
yeah,
he
well,
could have his own
from all of
opinion
these
and
things, he
honestly,
seemed to recover. Like when
Yeah,
when
Yeah,
he
around a
was
million
just
people.
starting off, like when he was starting with SpaceX and Tesla and all, he was like borrowing money off his mates to pay for his rent, and he just kept trying, and he actually made a business. So
yeah, it's one
Yeah,
thing.
and
What do you call it?
he's completely self-educated as well. He's really interesting to listen to. Like he didn't go to any kind of like grad school. He self-taught himself how to build a rocket, like how to
Well, I
design
did not know
stuff,
that.
and
yeah, the amount of SpaceX rockets he crashed, there's so many of them, and he just
Yeah.
kept trying and trying.
Didn't
Yeah,
he drop out
and
of
as well,
high school?
um, he might have.
He's
I
South
don't really
African,
know.
right?
Yeah, he is. He also co-created or created PayPal.
PayPal, yeah.
Yeah, which
Yeah,
is
I know
really
that.
interesting. And now look at that. I don't think he has shares in it anymore though, because he got booted off.
Yeah, a lot of
Oh.
people in PayPal changed. It changed a lot of ownership, I think, in PayPal. But anyway, what do you call it? Back to the topic. Elon Musk. What do you call it? Since he's in our water right now, I have a feeling it's just gonna blow over once coronavirus is over. I think it's just gonna be swept under the rug, like a
Yeah,
lot of other.
it's just
It will
another
be.
thing. As
Yeah.
long as you don't make fun of BTS on Twitter, it's not like you're gonna be gone forever.
Yeah, it's alright. The fan cams are not coming up. It's gone. What do you call it?
Yeah, don't fuck with
Yeah.
BTS K-pop stars.
BTS stands.
You'll probably
Yeah,
get murdered
yeah.
in your sleep.
I literally fucking. I commented under someone's fan cam. I titled "haha K-poop," and then the reply was a 280 character tweet that was just block and report this man. He
Oh
has
my
violated
God.
our he has violated
Oh
our
my, you
privacy,
can't be
our
serious.
personal love. He doesn't deserve to be spreading hate
I'm-
and abuse and spam on the app.
I'm fine
Like,
with people being
please.
K-pop fans, but once you start sending fan cams on random
Yeah,
tweets and just start
like,
pulling other people into it, just leave.
it's
Like,
fine if
that's when
you're
it
a
gets
fan, you know.
yeah.
Yeah,
But keep it to yourself, you know.
Like
Keep it to
some-
your.
I think no, just people getting cancelled on Twitter is just a shitty thing in total.
Yeah. One
Mhm.
funny thing actually that came out of the Elon Musk situation was one of his tweets was like that Tesla, its price was too high right now. Or its like stock price was too high
The
right now.
stock
Yeah.
market for Tesla is fucked, I'm
Yeah,
pretty sure.
no, but it was mad high, and then it dropped by like 14 billion the next day because of that tweet. So it
Yeah.
was the biggest irony.
Elon Musk tweeted, "Oh yeah, in my opinion, Tesla stocks are too high right now." The price dropped, and then in one of the replies was, a very, I think he's a YouTuber who does stock trading guides, and it was just, this tweet has
Who the
made me
fuck
lose
makes a
$10,000.
channel about trading
Oh, bro,
guides?
yeah, I seen that screenshot. That was funny.
No, you gotta understand, like stocks and e-commerce and e-trading and cryptocurrencies make you get like premium ads and all that on YouTube. It's really lucrative. You can make like 50. It's like a lot of money. I don't know
It's a
the
dangerous
exact, but
market
it's like
'cause
it's
Dogecoin.
really lucrative.
like it's so I don't know how it's still around.
How
Obviously,
much
the
is
stuff
that in
with
V-Bucks?
it's mad how it's still
True
around because it's
V-Bucks.
such a mixed thing. Like it can, it's mad
4.5.
how you can invest all your money into this shit, yeah, and then you can lose all in an instant. It's like
Mm.
gambling, but like I don't know how it's like one of the biggest things, you know, one of the biggest money makers. But anyway,
It's like no, it's unlike it's not like gambling. It's like staring at a computer screen 24/7 to see if a bump goes up so you can get money.
exactly. But then in the time you could, isn't it like if say you wanted to sell your parts in the stocks, whatever, yeah,
Mhm.
and can it actually change while you're going to sell it? Like during the process of selling them, can the stock price
Probably.
change? Yeah, that's why it's so it's just strange. Anyway,
It's a pure chance thing. But like there's always
space.
like big huge I've heard of like big huge fucking skyscrapers in China filled with computers just encrypting bitcoins.
Yeah, this they're buried all over the world, and probably especially in China.
Yeah,
there's so many
China
people
does
living
have
there.
that like industrialized mass movement towards
Yeah,
like
especially since there's so many, it's probably so hard to get jobs that they just get drawn into something like that. Where it's like,
yeah.
Mm.
It's like sure, this
Or
is
if they
a
do
growing
get
business.
jobs,
Sure,
they work
let's
in a sweatshop and get like paid 2 cents a day. Or
yeah, it's
yeah.
sad. It's because there's so many people. It's so difficult. Like it's just a sad reality. But,
Yeah.
Yeah,
don't
like
worry,
cheaper
Live in a
they like
society.
working. Don't worry, they like working.
yeah, but
Oh yes, they love working
speaking of
14-hour
SpaceX,
days and getting 2 cents an hour, and then while also just like really dark rooms, completely unsafe.
It's
Yeah.
fun for them, you know?
Wow,
Be-
it provides a challenge and depth that some other games will not supply. It's very good, and that's why IGN. Yeah,
The
no, that's why.
games.
That's why IGN gave
I hope to God
fucking
people can detect
penny
sarcasm.
la-
He's going to
pennies
die, really
laboring
bad.
sweatshop workers.
No,
an
it's
8
not
out of
even
10.
if people can detect sarcasm, it's that people can't take a joke anymore.
Yeah.
Mm.
I doubt anybody's listening anyway. Anyway, SpaceX.
yeah.
On the topic of SpaceX, they teamed up with NASA recently, or they are going to build. Well, I'm pretty sure the rocket was called a Dragon or something, but it's meant to be the first launch
Oh yeah,
from American
the
soil. Or
the
something.
Dragon rockets, the ones that he uses to get onto the ISS, and then I
Yeah,
think
yeah,
the Starship is the big one that he's planning to use for Mars, and it's like 100 people on the one rocket. It's fucking huge.
But this is obviously a huge partnership with SpaceX and NASA, the two biggest like space.
Well, they've
travel-
done collaborations before, like
Yeah,
what's it
but
called?
this is like This is like
This is
the
a
first
manned
launch
one now.
apparently.
Before it wasn't
Yeah,
manned,
this
like
is
it was just they were using a Dragon
yeah,
rocket to send supplies up to the ISS.
yeah, and this is the first
And
man from 9 years, I believe, from American
mhm.
soil, which is a pretty big deal. I don't know. I'm not.
The
I'm not
reason
sure, but I think it
SpaceX
is.
rockets are so effective is because they can land themselves, unlike other rockets, so they can be reused.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, it's pretty cool. Pretty cool.
Yeah, that's the kind
Uh,
of big thing about them. Everyone's kind of like,
And they're
everyone's
also
kind of taking space.
it's private company as well, so it's not
Yeah,
government funded, which helps.
one other thing,
yeah.
while we're on this topic of space and stuff, I know this doesn't directly tie into it, but recently I seen another thing recently on Twitter that was out of nowhere, sporadic, like a big ozone hole above Antarctica closed because of like I don't know what it was
The
called,
lack
how the
of
weather was or
pollution.
no, it wasn't pollution actually. That was the mad thing about it. Pollution couldn't have closed it. It was like erratic weather that closed it out of nowhere. So that's why it was so mad. Like it would have been
Mad.
made a sense if it was low pollution.
Tornado fix hole in sky.
True that, true that.
Yeah, no, like, yeah, as soon as you said that, my mind instantly went to, oh, because we're on lockdown, pollution. It's like going, like, pollution is
I guess that's a
letting
bit
the
of a
rates drop.
cause. I would think that somehow cause that are affected in some sort of way,
Oh, yeah,
because there's
definitely.
like
Pollution,
carbon
like, less
emissions and
pollution
shit.
is easy, yeah. Like, it's definitely one of the big things. It's also just funny to me. It's really unrelated. The only thing that's related is carbon emissions. It's just watching the buses drive around completely empty around the village.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Just
with the
in,
big
yeah,
huge with the big huge paper things on the back of the chairs. COVID
yeah,
19.
yeah. They need like spacer spots just in case.
what do you call it? What you said
What you
about
call it?
carbon emissions there. There was something about carbon emissions recently, wasn't there? About there's a big like drop, a huge percentage
Yeah,
of drop in carbon
especially in
emissions.
China.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, all the factories closed down and stuff. But
Well, not all of them.
there
I
was
bet
one
some
thing.
of them are still open.
Yeah, I imagine secretly or something like that. But let's not get into that one. What about Caden? You said something earlier about it's not exactly sustainable or something like that.
Just really hating on China this episode.
What?
You said something earlier about it not like there's been a huge block in carbon emissions, but apparently it's like not enough or something like that.
Yeah, it's definitely like, yeah, it has been a lot of carbon emissions have went down. It's just still isn't not that full kind of sweep they
Well,
need
yeah,
to
like you
properly
can't.
tackle global
If
warming.
if you want to tackle global warming, everyone has to stop using fossil fuels completely. The most like we can have for fossil fuels is having a fucking campfire in your back garden, not
Yeah, like I
powering
thought
the
I
entire
saw a big
world.
eye-opening thing where it was just like everything that we've said we planned out to do, yeah, like closing all factories and all. It's like so, for example, using sustainable energy would be the same as basically closing the factories now, yeah.
Hmm.
So, what you call it? That lack of carbon emissions, and also not driving every day, not traveling to and from, all that big lack that was said to have that would help, yeah, as apparently not
Hmm.
even like taken as much, like not even close to as much as they expected. So they've got to do a lot more now to tackle climate change, because it's just gonna keep
Yeah,
going. Even if we stayed in this state right now, we need to change a lot.
Yeah.
Apparently, it's mainly energy. It's just energy is being like
yeah, but
problem.
even if I bet it's increasing in some sort of way because people are just in their house more, so they're gonna have to have their lights on and
Yeah,
charging their phones and all more. So there's
It's
a more.
mad
I
how
think.
we went from VR to climate change.
Yeah, but
Who needs Who needs to care about climate change when you're in fucking VR chat, having a
yeah.
talk with an anime girl who's
Who
actually
needs
a
to care about
guy
climate
behind the
change as
camera?
well?
Go on, start
That's
with your
even
fantasy.
better.
Yeah, Charlie, what about
Thank you,
you? You got
Theo.
anything you'd like to talk about recently? Anything on your mind?
Yeah.
I gotta say one thing: that Banjo Kazooie is the shittiest game known to mankind. It is
You were
so
saying it was your fate. Okay,
Bro,
Charlie, you were not.
difficult.
We were talking earlier, and you were saying, "Yeah, I think this is better than Mario 64."
I think I was insane back then because this game is
Back
so
then, like a couple
anal.
hours ago.
It
It was.
is
It was this morning.
awful. It is so bad.
Charlie,
It's
you're
like
sounding
anal sex
quite
'cause it's
salty right now.
painful.
I am
So
I
salty.
understand
Right?
your troubles though.
It took me.
You were telling us about you had to go back to every mission afterwards. I always had that trouble with San Andreas. I love the
Yeah,
game,
like
but it was a
backtracking.
pain. Every time you die,
Backtracking
you
is
have
a
to go
big
back.
problem for me because it's just annoying.
Yeah.
Like, it's just
Just
The
play
only time
nuts
I've
and
ever like
bolts.
the only
Just
time
play
I've ever
nuts and
like
bolts.
backtracking is Ocarina of
It's the
Time because it
original.
was an actual fun game.
yeah. I'm like, just spending 2 hours on one mission just really makes you feel like shit because you're wasting a lot of time on one thing.
Guys, our lady viewers are going to decrease. We're talking about video games.
Oh no.
Rowan, that's not nice.
Yeah.
Sorry, they play Candy Crush.
What about what's it called? It could be. Think they could
There's
be very
ladies and then
fond
there's
of
gamer
video
girls.
There's ladies, and then there's
Okay, Caden, I'm gonna
gamers.
cut this bit out. Talk about food now, okay? Food and growing.
Talk about what?
Food.
Poo.
Okay, remember the food thing?
Oh, sorry, my bad.
Okay,
No,
three.
my dad was
Okay,
talking to me
3, 2, 1.
downstairs.
Okay.
Can you
3,
get your dad in the
2.
podcast?
Oh, you fucking
No.
idiot! Yo, stop talking, you faps.
I
3,
won't.
2,
Keen, the kid
1.
gaming.
Kids go to
Yeah,
insult
no.
proper.
So, Kaden, do you have any topics to talk about?
Well,
Brit.
yeah, my second kind of topic would be what's it called?
Smoothie.
Yeah, I feel like we've all kind of developed our own, just
Eating
like
habits.
kind of favorite foods over the quarantine, or
Eating
like favorite
habits.
things to make.
Yeah.
Bro, that's what
Just
I
kind
said.
of like
Like
really easy
Pringles.
things to make.
pregnancy things like
Yeah, basically, it's just kind of like
jalapenos
chilling.
on cereal though.
Well, actually,
Oh,
Caden,
love
to bounce off that a bit, habits in general. We've developed habits in general during quarantine. Bad sleep habits, bad
Yeah, like
motivation.
waking
Yeah.
up really late.
It's really not even
Yeah,
our
like-
fault. It's
Huh?
kind of it's the situation.
Yeah,
For
I mean-
once, it's not our fault.
yeah. Like, yeah, normally it's like, oh, I stayed up until 4 in the morning on the weekend, and now I can't get up for school. Like, yeah, what did you expect? Did you expect that it would just rotate back completely? Well, like, considering the fact that we're not going back until, like, fucking September, I don't think it's really that big of a deal that we go to bed a bit later normally and wake up a bit
Yeah, I'd
later.
love to wake up at 9 or something like.
Alright,
I
I'm
am
gonna go
getting
now.
up till 9.
Bye bye,
Oh, okay.
Ron.
Bye,
Bye,
Ron.
Good
Ron.
sleep. Take it
Okay,
easy.
Zero,
that's
take it easy,
Enjoy
man.
your
Have a good
run.
Yeah.
rest. Have a good one.
Okay, bye.
Yeah, have a good
Yeah,
one.
bye bye.
Bye.
Bye, Craig.
Bye,
Bye,
Craig.
Ron.
Leave.
Break this.
Okay, so basically, okay, I'm gonna be doing. So, what have you guys been eating during quarantine? I know you mentioned food there, okay. You guys been
Waffles, thick
Young
crisp.
children.
eating waffles?
The biggest thing I've kind of been messing around with, not really
Stomping
eating,
down.
more so.
Fiddling with.
Yeah. The thing I've been fiddling with the most in terms of food and drink would be definitely kind of like milkshakes and smoothies and that kind of range.
Wow.
We
Milkshake.
I don't think I have a
Milk
blender, so I
milkshake.
can't make smoothies. It kills
Yeah,
me.
no,
It
they're
kills me.
actually. It's really easy to make them. They're really easy.
Yeah,
They're
well,
actually like they
Well,
taste
love
nice
a
enough.
strawberry and banana now, okay? No, tell me.
Yeah, I tell you, we have just like it's really easy to just go down. There's always a tub of mixed fruits, frozen berries in
Yeah.
the freezer. Just grab a bit of them, toss a bit of yogurt, toss a bit of milk, bit of honey, and boom, there you go. You have basically something that will give you your 5 a day and your fruit content and your filling
Yeah. You've been
yourself
eating
for the
much
day.
better than
It's
me.
great.
The only things I've been eating is toast, Weetabix, and tea.
Oh no, here's the thing. It's like it's all
That's
grand
all
when it
it was,
comes to
Keane.
the morning. That's healthy. It's all grand in the morning. I always have like some sort of smoothie or something to wake up. And then when it gets to night, it's just completely different. I will eat anything that I find. Like,
Well, it's a snack
you know,
and shit. I get that, yeah.
yeah.
And I know you
Like,
got
you
some
know those
scones in there,
old,
so I feel
yeah,
for you.
yeah, those old crisps that are probably like a week
Ooh,
stale or something,
damn.
but you just haven't got anything
Yeah,
else
the
you want to
prawn
eat.
cocktails and
Yeah, that's
have
me.
Yeah.
the tiniest bit of prawn cocktail on.
Yeah, like, yeah, I was saying this story a while ago, not on the podcast, but just in general. One time I was in my room at 4 in the morning, was hungry, And I went downstairs, got myself a packet of smoky bacon crisps, but spuddy ones. And they were the most mediocre packet of crisps I've ever had. Not bad, but mediocre. It's just nothing I was expecting. It was very disappointing to me. As a big smoky bacon crisp man myself, I was very disappointed when
Feel
the
free to
flavour wasn't
ask
all
in the
there
chat.
and the
Ask
crisps
in the
were
chat.
hard.
Just keep your expectations low.
Yeah,
we're
they're
going
Aldi
into the
brand
quiz
crisps.
cafe
I
this
don't know what I
quarantine.
was
Keep your
expecting.
expectations low.
Aldi.
Aldi's actually alright enough, except when it comes to crisps. Aldi crisps
Yeah,
are
but
just
I'd
not
love to
good.
say I've been
Like,
cooking all quarantine or something, you know, some nice shit. You know,
yeah.
bit of toast.
I mean, it's all good. Like on the topic of Aldi, it's all good in like the foods they have. But then when you go over to the snack section and then you see those okie dokies sitting there in the corner, you don't want them.
Man.
No,
They're
those
nice,
are.
nice grilled.
Yeah,
Crunchers are
no,
nice.
they're
I'm
awful.
all for a cat kid there. Oh, a crunchy bar.
Yeah, it's like one time I walked into my mate's house and he goes, "Oh, do you want a Kit Kat?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, sure." And they were Choco Breaks, and I just didn't have the
Bro,
heart
I
to
was
tell.
just about to mention them like chunky.
I didn't have the heart to tell him to just go. Sorry, man. I didn't realize that you grew up in the ghetto. My bad, man. Like, I'm sorry. I don't want that. No
I
offense
imagine
to
man,
everyone.
been eating curry
No.
noodles this quarantine.
Yeah. Just every time
Noodles.
that he has a bit of free time, he either makes a cup of
Yeah.
tea or curry noodles.
A cup of curry
Nothing wrong
noodles.
with them. It's just every time that he starts to go and play something with our mates, he just goes, "Hang on a second, I gotta make myself some curry noodles." I'm
I
pretty sure I'm
respect his
just
dedication.
yeah. I mean, yeah, he's sticking with
Don't
sticking with
blame
his
Yo,
him.
with his beans on
exclusive
I
toast.
diet.
love me some
Theo-
curry noodles.
Oh
do you?
yeah,
I kind of prefer
Tio's
chicken. It's
beans on
weird. Like
toast.
I've been having
I
beef
can have
noodles
my
like, day after
I can
day.
have my moments of curry and chicken. You know what I mean?
I just
I'm
eat
actually not the
curry.
biggest fan of chicken. Yeah, I much
Yeah,
prefer
I don't
curry.
really like. Yeah, same.
It depends. What brand do you get? You get the
Coca
like
noodles.
a bit.
Yeah, the cocoa ones. The only
I
good
don't know
Cocoa.
about
ones.
them. I think they're coca. I don't know the other one. Just chicken and
Cocoa.
curry.
I'm in love with the
The
cocoa.
cocoa.
That's a flavor.
Have you Sorry, it's just got me thinking about that one clip. And it's Five Nights at Freddy's. Foxy just shows up in like number 2. Foxy just shows up, or whatever the Foxy alternative in the game was. Just shows up in the hallway and goes, "I'm in love with the cocoa.
Bro, just
Sorry.
show up, please.
Yeah, I'm so sorry. I've pulled out
No,
the
but
whole
but
flow
it's
of the
fine. Nah,
episode.
nah. There's no flow of the episode, I swear. But one thing, one thing, yeah. While we're on the topic of habits and stuff, what about hobbies? What have you guys been doing during quarantine to keep yourself sane?
Playing guitar on non-stop.
Yeah,
Playing
guitar,
games.
video
Charlie, you
games.
got your new guitar, didn't you? How's that been?
It's been fine. Other than like the fact that my fingers are slowly slipping off my hands. It hurts.
Yeah,
Like
but it's either your fingers that are really bad or it's your strings that are really bad. I doubt it's the strings because it's a new guitar, but I don't know.
it's just cause like
Just be careful.
like I'm putting them between the strings and just like hitting off my hand and just scraping off.
What about you, Theo and Ken? What have you been
Video games and
doing? Video games.
Yeah, no, same. I've just been playing video games on my Xbox One console. That's about it, really.
Okay, you only
Nothing.
play video games. You've
One
been
F
every 5 minutes
actually
grabbing some new
hates me.
triple
Yeah,
A.
sorry, man.
Grabbing
Yeah,
some new
no,
AAA
but
batteries
yeah,
from
I've been
developers
chilling. I've been
press.
chilling. No, but like, yeah, I've kind of just been chilling, playing video games, and every once in a while, I want to kind of keep on top of I kind of like a couple of card games now and then, so I've still kind of been chilling in, playing some card games every now and again, just kind of like online, maybe going a bit of lag.com for a bit of banana poker, how it is, but I gotta keep the
Hell yeah.
references. Exactly. Theo gets me. Like, genuine. Like, brings me back, when we were playing poker now in religion, and then like every time we
Oh,
walk
No,
into
no, no,
religion,
that
I
that
ask Keen.
happened once, Kate.
Yeah, every time I walked into
every
religion,
time.
I would ask, "Oh, Keen, do you want to play poker today?" And he was like, "Yeah." And every time I was let down. It was very sad.
Kane, how can you
I
do
would
him
have.
like that?
I
I
know.
wanted to keep him right. I wanted him to be prepared for anything.
Thank you.
No
Yeah,
problem.
that's the only kind of thing.
We should have got Miss Manley in on it.
Yeah,
A bit of poker now, dot club in
here on
religion.
Muse.
Just hook me up with a Wi-Fi.
Nah. Muse, do you want to join the hotspot there? Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah,
It's called CCA. Oh fuck.
but I found myself watching a lot of Netflix recently, which obviously makes sense, but it's just ridiculous. I've watched so much. So you watching Breaking Bad? That shit's good, man.
Wait, what's not good?
Does anybody here actually watch Breaking Bad?
Nah.
I might at
Ah,
some
shit.
point.
Yeah, watch it.
No, I
Watch it
haven't
while you're
watched it
in
either.
quarantine. Might as well. It might start off slow for you, but trust me, it's very good.
Are you rewatching it?
Yeah,
Uh,
because I finished the current season of Better Call Saul, so I moved back to it. Oh, also The Mandalorian, which I watched, which since I'm not
I
the
haven't
biggest Star
watching
Wars
that.
head, it was still really good. Because
Yeah.
it's apparently I only figured this out today on the last episode that it's directed by Taika Waititi and that it's written by Jon Favreau. It's basically Taika Waititi, the director of Thor Ragnarok, and then Jon Favreau, who played Happy in Iron Man, the Iron Man movies. Pretty
Oh,
cool.
nice.
Oh,
Oh,
it's actually interesting. I didn't know that. That's actually cool.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, it's mad how they
Very
get
cool.
like
That's awesome.
yeah, it's
So
mad how they
stop.
go from an actor, like a side actor, to like this big writer.
yeah.
Yeah, it's mad.
Awesome.
Like I know. Yeah, like speaking of just kind of side people going to main
The side
directors.
hoes.
Yeah, a good
Yeah,
example
a
of that
lot
would
of people
be
go to
what's it called?
directors from actors. It's mad.
Yeah, a good example would be what's it called? Oh, what's his name? Jordan Peele, directing Get Out and Us, which were like critically
Yeah,
acclaimed. Like,
If
Ah,
you
yeah,
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 no.
he got his own he created his own like movie lot recently, didn't he? He got his own movie. It was like the
might have.
Paramount Picture lot basically. Yeah, let me just research this. I want to make sure I got it right. I remember
Yeah.
seeing some stuff about this.
No one even bothers fact checking in Blog of the Week. It's okay, Ken,
Yeah.
don't worry.
We make this all up basically on the spot.
Yeah,
Jordan
I mean,
Peele.
yeah, improv is important.
But yeah, about people changing. There was also why can I never think of that lad's name? Anyway, you know the guy in 21 Jump Street, the secondary guy.
Jeff?
My name's Jeff.
Thank you.
The other
I
guy,
was-
the other actor.
Thank you, Dio. I was waiting for someone to say my name, Jeff.
Oh my god.
I love my name, Jeff, so much for some reason.
Me name is
My bad.
Jeff.
I don't think it was Jordan
My
Peele.
name,
Sorry
Jeff.
about that.
It doesn't get old.
Yeah, it's like, it's so stupid, but it's so good. I don't know why
Yeah,
my
we're
name,
just getting
Jeff.
so entertained recently by the old man.
Yeah, like just 4 seconds ago, I was literally just kind of talking about how the one clip of Five Nights at Freddy's I'm in love with the Coco. So I
I'm
mean,
in love
it's
with Coco.
Yeah, one thing. What do you call it?
anything
Jonah Hill.
entertains
Well,
me.
we're on the topic of people who change from actors to directors. Jonah Hill was a big one, who changed from this.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, what do you call it? His change was like seeing like he was in a lot of movies, and then he just went quiet for a while, and then he came back as this director, and he's pretty good apparently. I don't know
Oh,
what he
it's
exactly he's
actually
working on,
interesting.
but yeah, it's pretty cool stuff.
I haven't actually watched any of his like
Mid-90s.
movies that
That
he's
was the one.
directed.
Mid-90s. It's on Netflix. It's living in. I'm pretty sure it was South LS, like not Los Santos. Jesus.
Los
Oh my
Santos.
god.
During the 90s,
LS Los
and
Santos.
just gets into joins like skaters and stuff. It's pretty cool. I've watched it. It's pretty good. But yeah, it's
That's
mad
actually
because actors who've been in the field for so long learn all these tricks and then they bring it into their own game.
yeah. They put their own spins on it, make it so their own
Yeah.
kind of stuff
And
is
they know
put on
what's
it.
new,
And
they know what's old, they know what works and what's not because they've been
yeah,
in it for
especially
long
from
enough to
being
know that.
on like the inside, it makes it
Yeah, yeah,
kind of easier to do.
yeah. It's cool stuff.
Just
Cool
kind of
stuff.
their own thing. It's interesting watching all these kind of the actors coming together, making so their kind of debuts on the screen and behind the camera.
Yeah.
It's interesting watching how versatile they can be.
Mm.
Not versatile as greatest hits, but just versatile
Oh.
in general.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Versatile's medium hits.
Oh, haven't actually heard them.
Something I
There
seen
you go.
earlier actually on Twitter was something IGN posted, which is a bit random, but it was finding the best gaming characters to save you. Have you
What?
seen this? They
I
made this
don't think
random
I
thing
have.
where it's just a random cast of characters, and then you've been captured. Pick the duo to rescue you, and then it's Mario, Link, Cloud, Master Chief, Samus, Alex, Aloy, and Lara Croft. And a lot of people just complained, I'm pretty sure, because their favorite characters weren't there. And then I'm
Well, I
pretty
mean,
sure
they're
there were some
Twitter, of
people
course,
who
they're
were
gonna
just
complain.
asking for a Master Chief and Samus game. So
Oh, well, yeah.
and
Have you ever seen anything
yeah,
come out of
there's
Twitter
one
that
here
wasn't
where
complaining?
like yeah, it's some complex shit. Where it's like, it really depends on the situation. Alex and Lara, if it's a situation where stealth and tactics is important, Master Chief and Samus, massive firepower is needed. Though to be honest, I might pick Alex and Lara anyway because the other two just don't even talk at all. Lol. He didn't say lol. I added in the lol. He felt like a lol guy.
Ah, thank you. Yeah. I
But
mean,
it was so
who
strange. It's an
doesn't really feel
IGN
like a
post,
lol
and so
guy
many people dug into it.
though? Yeah. It's like it's just everyone's been so bored. They have any material they can get to take the piss out of. They
It's
will.
pretty cool though how companies and all have been
Perfect.
enabling people and getting activities for people during the quarantine.
Yeah. I
Like
mean, that's
or
if you want
trend,
to take
like
away
people
the
starting
one good
trends
thing
for people
IGN
to
has done. then Yeah, you
what do
can
you call it?
say like they're giving good
No, I've
topics.
seen a few things like Golden Disc and stuff who released these. Hey, alright. They
Can you get your dad on?
That'll be great.
shut
That'll be
up,
epic.
Theo.
Who,
Ask me a
me
few
or
questions.
Keen?
Okay, quiet. Okay, yeah, but one example I seen was Golden Discs, which released like this puzzle thing for people to find. It's like a Where's Wally thing. I don't know, it's just cool stuff to waste people's time and get just cool things to do so you don't get bored too quick. Also, I had it down a minute ago. Releasing PS4, releasing free games on the PlayStation Store. So they released two big AAA games, which was the Uncharted Collection Journey for people
Yeah.
to play.
That was nice of them.
Yeah, it's good then, yeah.
And then obviously the PS Plus games every month.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's like a very kind of game companies have all kind of just kind of like stepped up to the plate and said like, yeah, we make digestible kind of forms of entertainment. We may as well
Yeah.
kind of provide
And
that entertainment as well while the world's like
yeah,
flipped
about
upside down.
trends as well. What do you call it? Trends during that have been started to help people during the quarantine. There was that KK Slider album cover trend, which was a big thing. A lot of people put their artistic values to the test. If people don't know, in Animal Crossing, there's a musician character called KK Slider who's very popular in and outside of game. But anyway, people took that beloved character and they put him onto their favorite musical covers. And some of them were really good. It's just cool to see people so passionate about something, you know.
Yeah, it's really cool. Like I didn't know much about it, and I still don't. That was a very brief description, but now I kind of want to go research into it and just kind of see around as well what's going on.
Cool.
And speaking of trends, I did the biggest mistake of my life, and well, I got tagged in this yoke that's going for go for a 5K kind of run thing, map it, and then put it up. And then the
Well, I
biggest
forgot to
mistake
do
of
that.
my
You
life was
tagged me in
actually
that, and I forgot to do.
yeah. The biggest mistake of my life was actually going and doing it. That was awful.
At least
It
you
wasn't
got
the
fresh
worst.
air and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What matters?
Yeah, I got something that like might matter, but like well. But see, here's
And
the
then
thing
those
though.
Bill
Would I
Clinton strike
prefer
thing as well
fresh
at the
air?
same time.
Oh, that was good. I enjoyed
Yeah.
that.
That was quite good.
Yeah,
Everybody
that was
figured
actually
out why
interesting.
everybody got so good at Photoshop.
Yeah, I was so confused. I was like, jeez.
No, man, I will go and
These
I got
guys are
tired
crazy.
of that, and I'm like, well, I'm ready to just make this on Pixar or something. But then I realized
Yeah.
there's a whole website just dedicated to it. But yeah, that was fun. It
Yeah.
was good to share and seeing everybody's favorite albums and stuff.
It was good watching everyone put up fucking Stony and Goodbyes and Good Riddance and then maybe two other choices. It's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not naming names, but you know.
Not naming names, but everyone in our ear.
Speaking of
Now I'll be
school,
honest though.
go ahead, sir. Sorry, I interrupted you. Go
Yeah.
ahead.
Some people actually did kind of have some indie kind of taste, and I applaud that. But then there's also your fair share, and by me fair share I mean 99% of the people were also just picking Post Malone. Post Malone,
Post
Stoney,
Malone,
Juice WRLD's
wow.
Which
Goodbyes,
is fair
Good
enough
Riddance.
if you don't listen to
Gotta be
music
honest,
as
I don't
much,
like
you know.
Oh,
Post
no, I mean, like, I'm not docking Post Malone and Juice WRLD. They're both, they're both easily, really good. I like both of them. Especially Stoney is
Mhm.
really good. Stoney has some hits off of it, and then same with Goodbye and Good Riddance, which really kind of shot Juice WRLD onto the radar with, hits like Lucid Dreams and all that. But, yeah, it's like, it's mad how Juice WRLD put out a song called All Girls Are the Same, and then and All Girls Stories was the same Juice WRLD album. It's just typical. It's funny.
It's almost poetic.
Typical gamer here.
Yeah. Nice one thing. What do you call it? On that thing about schoolwork. Which has been mad. I think I'm pretty sure for everybody around the world with online
unnecessarily
classes and
stressful.
unnecessary stress and added work. I don't know if I can exactly argue the point that we don't need any work, because obviously we need work if it's in the middle of a school year that this lockdown appeared, you know.
They're
But
just giving us so much.
Yeah,
yeah, it's a bit unneeded amount.
Yeah.
It's maybe an unpopular opinion or a popular opinion, but it's just yeah, in my opinion, it's not the best.
Yeah.
Most people don't even do it.
Yeah, online
I'm not
Yeah.
surprised why, because
There's been so
it's
many.
just promote.
Like, who will?
Yeah.
No one has the
Theo, you might
motivation
want
to
to not
do
go on
any
record
shit.
for that in case your tutor jumps on here.
Oh god.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
No, I
online
do my
classes as
work,
well.
I swear.
Online
I'm a good
classes, it's a
boy.
weird thing because they're a good thing because you can talk to the teachers, you can get feedback in and out from both people. But then also there's the whole anxiety part of it, social aspect.
And then
to
there's
it as
also
well.
there's also the whole 9 a.m. part of it. That's not good at all.
Who's
Oh,
gonna wake up
Like,
at
I'm
9
not waking up at
a.m.
9
going
a.m.
to a fucking Zoom class?
I mean,
Well,
yeah, I participate in I've participated in every one of the calls that I've had except one, but that was because I was in Little and I forgot about it. But it's just all right. I still go to them, but still, the 9 a.m. thing is just so unnecessary. Most people, if you're thinking, oh, it will get them up early, that's just gonna get them up early for a bit. Then they'll probably go back to sleep and just be miserable for the call as well. They won't interact. They won't they'll be too brain dead from just waking
yeah,
up and probably on 4.3 hours of sleep.
yeah. But it is good the resources they're given as well. We got a lot of exercises and resources and stuff. A lot of them, for each person, just dance, yoga, whatever you're into, you know, aerobics, gymnastics. We got a lot of resources, which is pretty cool. For them to go out of their way to do that. And
Yeah, no,
clap
that's
to
actually
the
really good.
teacher as well. It's probably not their fault they have to submit so much work. They're probably just trying their best. But it's still
Yeah, they
important that
probably
they're
don't know how much
Yeah.
is too much.
Yeah.
Is it
Yeah.
bad that I kind of miss school, like seeing the boys and shit?
No,
Well, yeah. Only for
No,
that
no, no.
reason.
Yeah, you miss seeing the boys. You don't miss
Mm.
school. You gotta,
Like,
There's a
as I've been
difference.
saying.
Like
Yeah.
honestly, I'd rather do the school work in school than get online classes. Cause for me, like
Yeah,
all
definitely.
the work just piles up and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
That would also, yeah. Because, like, as well, you can't have the same crack that you have in classes. Like,
Yeah,
there's
nothing,
there's a
you know,
difference.
me and
There's a
But at
Charlie
least
difference
in
sit
between.
beside each
history
other and
class,
shit.
you know?
Oh yeah, there's a difference between sitting on a Zoom call with with your English class and whatever, and then actually being in English class. Like my English class, I sit beside like my friend, and it's genuinely like one of the best, like the
Yeah,
best
I'm
class,
with
one
you.
of the best classes I have.
Yeah, me and Charlie
Yeah,
sit beside each other in like pretty much every class we have each other, and it's some good crack.
Yeah, like one of the best
yeah,
classes is all done with Theo.
Yeah,
yeah.
we
Like
just fuck
who
around.
doesn't like? Yeah, who doesn't like having classes with your friends? And
Yeah,
especially when, like, say for instance, you have science and your teacher is literally half deaf, partially like she needs glasses and she can barely like pay attention. It's good because you can do stuff like get stuck under the table and no one manages to notice you there. It's
No,
it's
no,
mad.
no. Wait. Go, go back a few moments. What did you got stuck in the table?
Yeah, I got stuck under the table in science.
How?
hell.
So basically, everyone else listening, if you don't go to our school, which we will not be disclosing, but if you don't go to our school, but basically we have kind of like desk kind of places, and then there's an under part where stools can go in. Okay. Yeah,
Mhm.
you know the way that you push under the stools.
Basically, space under for
Yeah.
chair or stools or whatever.
Yeah. But yeah, we have stools. So I just decided one day, hey, it'd be funny if I decided to lodge myself underneath to the top of the stool when it was pushed in, and the bottom of the table, and I managed to do that. And I got myself stuck, and then I just got out a bit later, and no one seemed to bat an eye. No one really cared. I don't really
I
know
don't know whether
why.
to be scared of your intelligence or embrace it.
I
Probably
still
embrace
get
it.
if
It's gonna happen again. I'm gonna embrace it.
if it, oh no, it's happened twice.
Jeez, Louise.
Well, can't
The
say much
second
better.
time.
I'd probably do that by accident.
Yeah, of course you get stuck in something. Yeah, no. I'd say definitely, yeah, funniest moments do happen in science. It's easily one of the funniest classes. It's just like, same thing,
Part
just
of the
going on.
creator, Theo.
Yeah,
So, do
for a
you
moment.
think you actually miss school, or you miss just small parts that could be done out of school?
Oh, I missed the small parts that have been done out of school
Yeah, mainly
easily, and I'm pretty.
those.
Okay.
Now, then again, there could, like, I don't think getting stuck under a table would have the same effect of laughter in outside of school than in school. But still,
There can be good days
like,
though, like when you just want to keep busy all day. Then school could be really good for that.
Yeah,
Like you just have a
like
good day, have
something to
everything sorted,
do,
you can
to
just
be honest.
bury yourself and shit, you know.
And then just going home on a Friday evening, chilling with the boys
Yeah.
on a Discord call.
And then
oh,
leaving the Discord
yeah.
call because you hate the boys.
Oh, hell
Yeah,
fuck the boys.
yeah. Man, fuck the boys. All my homies hate the
Nah.
boys.
Listening to you playing Warzone is quite a feat.
You should, instead of listening to us, you should just play with us instead.
That's
I prefer
impossible. He'll
multiplayer.
never.
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if Keane has fucking Call of Duty deleted. Yeah, no, it just takes up way too much space.
Shit, we downloaded, but
Yeah,
My
great.
Xbox takes
my
up
PS4's been on.
170
My PS4's been on this whole time, and I got kicked from a game for being idle.
No, definitely, easily like, it's just, I never realized how quickly a 1 terabyte hard drive could fill up.
Yeah,
It's
my
like
PS4
a
has a
terabyte.
1 terabyte hard drive, and like that shit's already filled because of all
Yeah.
these fucking Warzone updates and shit.
Yeah, it's like you never realized you needed a 33 gig update for a 10 gig update. It's
Yeah.
mad.
But
It's
you just, I'm guessing, Caden, since you have a full terabyte full, that you have a lot of
Yeah.
games on your Xbox. So do you get bored a lot of them now because you're so like used to them every day? Like,
Oh yeah,
do you
no,
ever just get
definitely.
bored?
Like I have a terabyte of games, and half the time I'm sitting there like scratching my ass, thinking, what should I play today? I've got
Yeah,
nothing to
switching
play.
between them, turning off your Xbox or something, jumping onto YouTube.
Yeah, definitely. That's a big thing. Just kind of, nah, I'm not really feeling that. Oh, that,
Well, I've been
yeah.
tempted to
Oh,
watch Pixar movies, but like that's like an experience. If you're watching them, you know you're watching them. You have a planned out. Like
yeah,
it's not just like a casual movie. Theo, have you
yeah.
watched
It's like you
Wally?
gotta be ready.
Wally.
Yeah, I know
No.
you hadn't seen it before. Okay, well when you watch it, give us your live update. Okay, you need to watch it.
Okay.
Wouldn't be surprised if Kiel just starts fucking crying.
This
Well,
is
okay,
sad.
no. I'm not doing that to make fun of you. I'm just saying that like that happens with every
no.
Pixar movie, man. Like, I was
Well, Pixar sports as well. I'm glad they released them on Disney Plus. They had some quality
Yeah.
ones, some classic.
It's like yeah, no, but like Pixar movies in general just kind of have an ability to just power your tears into like onto the floor instead of
You
in your
cherish
eyeballs.
them.
Yeah, it's like I was rewatching Big Hero 6, and like I had tears in my eyes too. I ain't gonna lie. Like
When the
it's
brother died, I laughed.
oh.
Spoilers, Theo. Spoilers, Theo. I haven't
Spoilers
watched
to
the
anyone who
Pixar
hasn't
movie
seen the
since
first 10
2016.
minutes of Big Hero
Yeah,
6.
like a 5-year-old movie at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can't wait to get a reply, like a DM on the Blog of the Week Instagram. Hey, I was gonna watch that. What the fuck?
You're dead, you're dead.
How dare you?
Yeah.
What about Kim Jong Un?
Oh yeah,
Get
that
political.
He turned into
stuff.
Pickle Rick for a bit.
He's a man.
Yeah,
No, he didn't.
he clutched in the
No,
gulag.
I'm not sure. It's a weird thing. It's very secretive over there, obviously in North Korea.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
a great thing for Bush. So now that the media over there reports he's still alive and has pictures, I can't help myself being doubtful that it's either
Press X to doubt.
old pictures or it's a cover up or something like that. It's just my. It probably is. Yeah, but obviously I have my doubts. You know what I mean? That's
Yeah.
the big secret country.
Yeah, I understand you like easily, especially how controlling North Korea is. Of course, they're gonna
Yeah,
have
it's
some
a
sort
big
of
thing.
doubt.
But when that news report came out, I watched the interview. You know the Seth Rogen one.
I think so. Yeah.
But yeah, I thought that was very fitting for the time period. But yeah, it's just it's a very big event, so I thought it'd be important.
Yeah,
But,
it's mad how what's it called? It's mad how everything is just happening
yeah,
all
I
at
know,
once.
it's
Like,
he forgot to spread it out. He just
yeah, it's like shit. This
uploaded
wasn't
all the
supposed to
other
happen yet.
videos
We were
on
supposed to leave this until May.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let out the coronavirus. That was a December special.
Yeah,
The Black Plague is on its way, but it's taking a run.
yeah. Black Plague Part 2. That'll be an interesting one.
We should have listened to history.
Yeah. Can't wait for the Black Plague update for 2020.
It's gonna be
Patch
amazing.
notes.
Patch notes added Black Plague.
Patch notes for 2020. You can't fall through the map anymore.
Yeah. Fixed general stability issues.
No, it's fine. I'm gonna cut this out. We're just taking a moment to silence. It's gone.
Yeah.
You see that new
What?
Oasis song yet? Just off.
I'd like to take this moment to say nigger.
Yeah, Charlie, I'm leaving that in.
Oh!
And
Gotta
even,
be
no,
your
no,
room,
no,
Oh no, you are the addition of Colonel Sanders. The reincarnation. Okay, I think this is just about time to wrap it up, so just let me take it away. Okay.
How long
Alright, cool.
is it on?
It's fine. Okay. You ready? 3, 2, 1. Okay, well I think that just about wraps up our topics.
Yeah,
Thank
pretty
you
good
for
discussion.
everybody for joining
I
us.
agree.
It was enjoyable for sure.
Yeah,
It
very,
was
very
good to chat
interesting.
as well. Good to chat as well,
Yeah.
not just have a set topic, you know.
Yeah.
Open feel.
Yeah.
We're
Yeah.
sorry
Like, it's good
again
that
for
just.
the episode being so late.
Ah, yeah, sorry, we were doing heavy discussion 5 minutes beforehand, and the rest of the time we were just on ours, and we tried to put shit together, and it just didn't come
Yeah.
together. Wow, well, it's here now, so I mean, can't really be
It
complaining.
is what it is.
Yeah, exactly.
It is.
It is what it is. And yeah, as Keen said a bit ago, I think that ends it on a good note, wraps it up, does a decent
This
enough
should be
justice
released
of it.
on Monday. Yeah, this should be released on Monday, the 4th of May. If it's
Yeah.
not, then too bad.
If
Yeah,
it's
get
not,
over
then
yourself.
sorry.
If not,
Next
then
episode should be
fuck
out hopefully by Monday next week. If it's not, get over yourself.
Yeah, if it's
And
not,
yeah,
this
If
next
it's not,
episode
shut the
should
fuck
be
up.
out by maybe the
Yeah,
end of
if you'd like-
2020.
if
Hopefully.
you'd like to be a guest on the show, make sure to email or DM us on Instagram.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Instagram.
God knows
I
who wants
really
to
like
do
when
that.
people email us on Instagram.
Yeah.
Please do. We're
Thank you.
desperate.
Yo, please slide in them
Very cool,
DMs.
Caden.
Oh,
I
fuck.
hate
Yeah,
Banjo.
thank you to Charlie and Theo. Thank you to Caden for being my
Thank
guy.
you, Ken.
Ah,
kiss.
no
Give me
problem.
a kiss,
Thank you, Caden.
Thank you, Caden.
Good night
Thank you,
kisses
Theo.
to everyone listening. You know,
Yeah, good
take it
night.
easy.
Good
Get a
night
good
kisses
rest.
to everyone out there. Okay.
Remember, stay away from Banjo Kazooie. That game is ass.
Thank you, Jordan.
Keen left. Oh, there he is.
Is that Keen Dwight? Oh.
Oh my
Oh.
god, Keen